Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
Oh, shit! Oh, I am your rep for It's Time! Cornbread 217, a.k.a. Henry Studo. You know what I'm saying? And introducing in the blue corner, we have motherfucking Wisconsin native A1 Music. You know what I'm saying? How you doing?
I'm
You
doing
understood
alright.
all my instructions and shit? You better respect my calls, fam. And then
Gotcha.
the red corner. Straight from Gary, Indiana. No, I'm just playing. Be somewhere east of Jacksonville, Illinois. Give it up, Paul, y'all. Come on now. And I want a clean podcast. And you know what I'm saying? Respect all my calls at all times today. Feel me? Let's run it.
Sounds good.
Now, before you run it though, hold up. Because we discuss MMA, you know, mainly UFC, but anything MMA that's we deem interesting, correct? You know, if I'm not mistaken. I found this interesting right here, right? So they got like I'm sure y'all gonna talk about it. They got bare knuckle boxing, right? Which is like not that far-fetched from MMA and boxing and stuff. But then they got like pillow fighting league. And they got what did I just see? MMA basketball, fam. And then they got what you say, niggas fighting in a car with a ref. Like, you know what I'm saying? And niggas in the phone booth, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this is the latest in the craze. I have it pulled up here, and I just want y'all to see this before y'all take off and get into your thing. You know what I'm saying? Dog, they got juggling, fam. Combat juggling. Dig this. Motherfuckers juggling and shit. And you try to knock other niggas' juggles out. Like, get your ass out of here. Y'all
don't juggle by me.
So you have to try to hit their thing with your thing, or can you just anyway?
No, you gotta hit you gotta hit they sticks with your shit.
Well,
okay,
still
juggle up.
But like, if you're doing it, could you like reach over and hit it with your bare hand? If you're mid juggle,
if you're in the middle of a juggle, I guess you gotta keep juggling though.
That's yeah. Right.
No, you see that nigga?
Oh. Wow.
No, I was crying off of this earlier. I was weak as F, bro.
Oh, I know you had to have been. You said that like 12:30 this morning. I was laying down. I was surprised I was even still up and got the notification. I was like, oh, he sent something. So I checked it out. I was like, oh no.
I was like, combat juggling, bro. I've seen it all now. Like, people just want to do combat in something else now.
No,
like,
for real. Like, you make anything aggressive, right?
Right.
We need another world war. People got too much time on their hands.
Like,
we need to be worried about important shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
Road rash finna be real here in a second. You know what I'm saying? But no, I just thought that was interesting. I'm just here merely to keep the peace. Go and do your thing.
No,
are you ready?
Crazy.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. So we are going to briefly touch on the last couple fight cards. We did not go live last week. Doesn't matter why we didn't. We just didn't. Probably hungover or, you know, whatever the fuck. It's real life. And until this is paying my bills, we might miss some stuff. But we're going to touch over the last two Fight Night Lives because we did have back-to-back Fight Night cards. Again, full disclosure, I was not able to partake in watching any of the fights this weekend, had other obligations going on, but we're still going to touch over the results of everything, and then more so probably cover this upcoming card on Saturday, which is main event Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling for the Bantamweight World Championship title. Let's see here. So, I guess that, yeah, the card that I'm on, that was just the last one. So let me jump 2 back here right quick.
Blades Pavlovich.
Blades Pavlovich. Yes.
Ooh.
Blades Pavlovich.
Oh my goodness. Sergey. Is that you talking about?
Yep.
Man.
That dude's a fucking animal.
That was crazy.
I mean, and like, not to sound spoiled, but like watching Pavlovich or Pavlovich, you kind of know what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting, and I love that about him. Like that's why these big boys are always gonna sell tickets, even if they're like anything top 10. Really, you're gonna have a good fight.
Yeah.
Right.
In top 5, it damn sure is gonna be, a slobber knocker.
Well, and again, like I said, I think it's gotten to this point in the sport, especially with the UFC and the big name brands, that anybody that is on their roster, really, I mean, except for like prospects and new signs and stuff like that, anybody that's got more than 3 years really with a company or like ONE FC or UFC, PFL, they're going to be quality. Because that's what these companies are able to look for nowadays, because it's stacked full of it. Like, just across the board, people are more experienced, have started out way sooner as starting to develop these skills. It's not like back in the day where a wrestler's like, well, what do I do now that I can't wrestle? Oh, well, what's this MMA stuff? Let me check that out. Like, people go in to training wrestling and doing these other sports with the intent, and in most cases now, training MMA at the same time. But let's see here. Hold on just a second. I gotta close this door. I got somebody peeking in.
No
Kitty.
I was gonna add to that. So it's not that even before like this modern era of MMA, it's not even that people didn't train or like live the warrior way of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really a thing where up to that point, I mean, nobody really had a mixed competition. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you always kind of, like, there was like jujitsu competitions where you went against other jujitsu practitioners, or like karate tournaments or Muay Thai, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, it was those rules and that set of fighting, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like, once UFC came in, it's like, look, the Kumite. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, snap. And then fast forward even 15, 20 years later, like you said, now you have the people now that were like, anywhere from 5, 6, 7 and up, watching UFC, watching, GSP and Anderson Silva as a kid, being like, oh, watching Iceman being like, I want to do that. And so now that's how they train. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I think that's what really has to do with why the level of competition is so high now, is because, like people, like, we know now.
Right.
And we've taken that and started to, like, I'm starting to see the elevation in it, even with like certain people. You know what I mean?
And now video footage is getting more and more easy to get on people, so people are just learning more and more from each other just by watching.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's kind of what I like about it, is like, so like, I mean, take the Volkanovski fight, right? Like, we would have never had that in, early UFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, there was no time, and like, fights lasted long. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, that type of performance could only come from like a new Nick. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so 90s hoop was dope. Not trying to change the subject, but like, none of them dudes play like LeBron. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's one of them things. Like
Right.
LeBron is just a different type of dude when it comes to playing and like IQ and like I said, like GSP to Volkanovski, it's the same thing.
Right.
So yeah, that's what's crazy to me.
But yeah, so the Pavlovich card, I think was it.
So yeah,
I'm
you got
looking at.
Sergey in the first round at 308.
Yep, Sergey in the first round at 308.
Glad I didn't bet on that fight.
Oh, I meant to bet on that fight, and I was gonna put money on Pavlovich. I just knew like Blades is good. Don't get me wrong, but this dude is on another level. Like
Have you seen his fight with Overeem?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what made me think Blades was going to have a chance was the wrestling, because he had no answer for Overeem's ground game, and Overeem's ground game is not even close to as good as Pavlovich. But MMA math does not work, and that should really
No,
styles make fights.
Like,
Sergey's making that push. You know,
and I mean, like with the MMA math, I think I don't remember which one of us made the argument that Yair getting that title shot for the interim belt over Holloway was crazy because Holloway had beat Yair and basically everybody else. But then you put him up against somebody who had what was it, Emmett?
Yeah.
And he completely outclassed him. So like, and who knows? Give a Yair another shot at Holloway, and I'm not saying maybe right away, but maybe they need to run it back because I don't know. As good as Holloway is, it's like what can Holloway do to earn another shot at Volk? It's just like they've run it 3 times now, and all 3 have gone in the favor of Volk. But I've digressed. I'm getting away from that. Club-winning event was Brad Tavares and Bruno Silva.
Yeah.
And Silva won by KO first round.
Yeah, 335.
And then fight prior to that was Bobby Green and Jared Gordon. That one was originally stopped as a TKO KO for Bobby Green, but in real time,
ran it back.
Yeah, in real time, they ran the replay and they called it a no contest. There was an inadvertent headbutt from Bobby Green to Jared Gordon, which actually initiated him being wobbled and even getting down in the first place, and that's when Green swarmed him. And don't get me wrong, I don't think there was malicious intent to it. Bobby Green said he thought he had elbowed him or something, and in the heat of the moment, you don't know what hit. Sometimes you just know you see somebody go down and you react. But since then, that Bobby Green has been upset and been on socials about how it got handled and then what certain people were saying. I think he's mad at what some of the comments Jared Gordon made when Gordon was all I saw Gordon say throughout any of it was they made the right call. He wouldn't have been down. It's not saying that the fight might not have gone any different, but that's why it went the way it did, was that headbutt. So they also it was who was it that got super upset? Paul Felder got really upset in real time.
That sucks.
No. And then like somebody off mic was telling him to calm down. He's like, I'm calm now. But that sucks. Like, he was upset. And what it is that Jared Gordon and Paul Felder are teammates. They train a lot together or have in the past. Which again brings the question, should these fighter turned commentators, should they be allowed to commentate their teammates or their friends' fights? Because we've seen a few fights in the past year now with very sus commentating, and it's always for lack of a better reason for their buddy. And I get it. That's got to be super fucking hard being in this business and being a commentator. But it same with like football or baseball. If you can't show unbiased opinion, you can't be a national commentator. That it just comes with the territory. But
True that.
see here. We got
After that
was
is
Yasmin Lucindu.
Yasmin Lucindo, aka Brazilian Holly Berry.
Yep.
Versus my favorite. This is my boy, because I always say it's your boy. But I'll take my boy right now, Brogan Walker. You know what I'm saying?
Nogan Walker.
Because before this, basically after the Ultimate Fighter and some in between, she stayed injured, fam. And I'm like, and also she got beat by Juliana Miller, who got the contract. You know what I'm saying? So why you got a contract too? Because she really only
looked out class in that too
during the whole season.
She looked outclassed, like in that whole thing. She looked outclassed compared to Lucinda.
Right.
It wasn't even close. And I can't say I feel bad because again, it's elite level. Like, she knows what she signed up for, but like you was clowning her hard in real time, man.
So now, like my thing is like, yeah, everybody deserves a chance, right? And I don't know how long. I can't be the judge of how long somebody should get before they can prove themselves or whatever, because you never know what happens, right? It's a lot of variables. But when I see like something like that, or like another example is the fucking Esparza Namajunas fight. You know what I'm saying? Like when I see shit like that and I'm like, bitch, these bitches is champions. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Most lackluster championship fight I've ever seen.
Oh my God. And even with Esparza, I was telling you, I was like, I don't know how she even got a title shot. Because every fight I've seen, she got dog walked.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, I really don't. I don't understand either.
Shallow.
Into that, she had like string together some wins, and maybe you just hadn't been watching when she did, because I hadn't been watching either. I wasn't aware that she was anywhere in title contention, other than the fact that she had beaten Rose several years prior. Like I think when Rose at the very beginning of her game.
Right.
So, but then yeah, the way that got ran, and I'm not upset with the decision that they gave the belt to Esparza either. I think we watched that one in real time too, and I called it before they made the decision. I said Carla's going to win this belt. Like that, like Rose did nothing in this fight. But yeah.
Yeah.
The other fights, I won't talk too much about the rest of that card. There's some decent fights. Just let's see. Yeah, I don't even know. I know the one prelim I will touch on was good old Nigerian Nightmare's brother, Muhammad Usman, fought Junior Tafa. Was a 3-round decision, but he got the dub. He actually looked like he got into some trouble there in that fight for a little bit. And I then want to say he got rocked or was in some spots where if Tafa would have stepped on it, he could have finished him. But got through a little bit of adversity and picked up the dub. So kudos to him. And then we will jump to this last weekend. Not only are we going to touch on the UFC fight night that I didn't watch, so I'll just basically be reading some shit to you.
What do you want to see next for Sergey?
What's that?
What do you want to see next for Sergey?
Let's
go ahead. Talk about it.
I say give Sergey Gane. I mean, who else has he not fought up there yet, other than Jones? And like, not saying Jones wouldn't ultimately fight him, but I think that like Jones already knows that's a scary fight for him. He's trying to get this Stipe fight in and ride off into the sunset after beating the GOAT, Right. So I don't know. I'm not even going to say that. I just, I hope that regardless of when or, how long it takes them to officially announce Stipe and Jones, I just hope Jones sticks around and maybe challenge himself with Sergey, because I don't see anybody stopping Sergey. other than Jones, and even that, Sergey could fucking sleep this dude. Like, just go through
Right.
some adversity. He's got some wrestling. He's got some takedown defense. He's a more rounded fighter, I believe, than Gon is. Gon was just on the proper upswing, was marketable, beat some big names too. Don't get me wrong. And I mean, outside of championship fighting, championship caliber fighters, Gon hasn't lost. So again, give him Sergey then.
Man.
What do you think, Paul?
All points.
Yeah, I think the Gon fight would be fucking awesome, actually. Tom Aspinall would be badass for him to fight, but then he'd have to fight down. I think he said he was going to wait for a title shot. I'd like to see him fight Jones, but I don't see that happening. So,
hey, Gilbert Burns said he was going to wait for a title shot too, and who the fuck's fighting next Saturday?
Right.
Man,
fighters say a lot of shit, but money talks and bullshit walks.
That was quick as hell.
What I want to see is him fight Jones, but what I think will happen is that John Jones will fight Stipe, win, retire, and then Sergey will fight whoever else is in the contention. It looks like it might be Cyril for the belt.
That's what I feel like is going to happen is Jones and Stipe are going to fight, and both of them are out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Stipe's done too after that. You know what I mean?
I could see it for
like,
sure.
I just, because I feel like he literally just wants to come dethrone this nigga and be the kryptonite. And even if he doesn't, oh well, you know what I mean?
Well,
it ain't nothing to lose for him.
He hasn't fought since Ngannou like slept him.
Man.
Like, don't get me wrong, Stipe's been hit and he's been hurt. I want to say Cormier knocked him out. And that was like a flash KO. It was very brief. He was kind of up and moving around after. But Ngannou gave him a nap.
Yeah. No,
a couple minutes.
He hit that nigga with a 93 Ford Escort.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to say, maybe he's okay and he's had ample time to recover mentally and physically, and like his body, I don't think his body can recover anymore from that.
Right.
But like shots like that change fighters. They change careers.
They do.
Look at Chuck. Love what the Iceman did for the sport, and Rampage.
Yeah.
Started it. It was like it wasn't even the same with Rampage. Rampage, it was one of them flash KOs. And then I want to say Miguel had a fight or two where he looked good. He fought Jardine. And I want to say he lost to Jardine, but didn't get slept.
Yeah.
But then fought Wanderlei Silva, and they were both past their prime, but beat Wanderlei. I think it was a decision.
Yeah.
And was looking like, okay, he's good. And then fucking Rashad just fucking ended that. And then Rich Franklin did, and it was over for him. So Stipe, either way, regardless if he's changed or not, I think this is the last fight. He's gonna get that bag, play that, or get a chance to play upset. And right off as like the Midwest King, and if he does,
how crazy will that be?
If it happens, that would be nuts. That would be nuts. That's a tall fucking order though, because I'm sorry, Jones is a different kind of animal.
Yeah. I don't see it. I don't see Stipe's path to victory there. But it'd be crazy. Everybody has a puncher's chance.
Especially at heavyweight.
Right.
But so with this last weekend, like I said, I didn't watch the main card or the fight night. There was also bare knuckle fighting championship this weekend as well. A couple big names that the MMA community knows. I think the main event over there was Platinum Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold. And I didn't watch that one live either. I kind of heard and seen the results.
Watch the whole card.
You watched the whole card. I'll kind of let you take this. I'm also I feel rude. I'm eating in front of all y'all and the
No.
Hey,
audience out
don't
there.
trip. Do not trip at all.
I
I'm
just say I
about to,
haven't.
after this go off, I got
day.
something waiting. I don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah, no, I hadn't ate all day, and my Roseanne bar was coming out. I was getting hangry. So, yeah.
Speaking of which, don't she got to stand? This ain't that show. Never mind.
No, I think she got a stand up or
Yeah.
something coming out, and I'm definitely gonna have to peep it. But I'm gonna be here. I'll hop back in periodically, but I'm gonna literally inhale some food real quick. I'll be with you.
All right.
It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Where we leave off with.
Wherever. We just finished the UFC card. I missed the one last week, so if you want to hit that, we can hit that. Or we can hit into the
What
BKFC.
was last week? Oh, the Song Yadong run
Yes.
back. Because that was canceled on the first card. I didn't watch it. I just kind of watched some highlights and seen some stuff. But Song Yadong came out with the win, it looks like. Round 5 with a TKO. 110. You feel me?
Right.
Looks like, what is that? Chao Baralo with a submission in round 2 over Michael Olejczyk. One of them Polish ass names. Damn. Hey, I commend motherfuckers who can say all this stuff professionally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Round 2 submission from Rodolfo Vieira over Cody Brundage.
A lot of subs on this card.
Yeah, there was a round 1 TKO from Fernando Padilla. Looks like other than that, a couple decisions. Yeah. That was the main card. What we got on the prelims?
I was only
Stephanie
half-assed
Egger got
and then-
subbed in round 1 by Irina Alexieva. Marcus McGee submission in round 2 over Journey Newson. And that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time watching the card. I heard it wasn't the greatest card, so it sounds like I didn't miss a lot.
So
I
what
think
you
BKFC
watched
kinda-
then? I heard you watched something.
Yeah, I watched the BKFC. They kind of stole the weekend, I thought. They had some fucking bangers.
Talk about it, man.
All right, I'll have to get into it.
He said I'll have to get into give me my notes real quick.
Yep. Because if I don't put down notes, I'll just completely forget because I get caught up in what I'm watching. So I just write down my thoughts as I'm thinking. There was James Brown versus Mike Alvarado. Mike Alvarado, this is the first one I have notes on, so it must have been the first one I saw, or first one that was notable, but it wasn't the first fight of the night. There were some prelims. But Alvarado was a former WBO champ, so I thought that was kind of interesting going into it. Brown beat the fucking shit out of Alvarado. He kept trying to come in low, but because he was the shorter guy, but Brown just kept fucking him up on the way in.
Word up. Damn.
Oh, yeah. I posted a picture on my Facebook of Alvarado afterwards. His face was all cut the fuck up. He's the guy who looked like he got out of a knife fight.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Do you know big Ben Rothwell? He used to fight in UFC.
Name. Yeah.
He used to fight in UFC. He's a fucking big ass dude. He's like 290 pounds, I think. He fought in BKFC this weekend. That shit was crazy as fuck.
I heard the name Ben Rothwell, and yeah, he. I gotta chime in just because I'm a Wisconsin native. He's from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Represent Wisconsin.
Wait, did you say Kenosha?
Kenosha.
Oh boy, because you know we don't fuck with Kenosha. Where they tried to take all the mutants and they built sentinels and shit. I was in the Midwest, nigga.
No, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay. I don't listen. Kenosha sounds like Ku Klux, but I'm a trust you.
Well, I also think Rothwell did a stint for the Ultimate Fighter series. He was on that show as well, way back.
Rothwell was?
Rothwell, I want to say was.
Oh, okay. He probably was.
I don't remember if he won or I know he made it close, if not won the thing. But
He did.
Yeah, he was with some other fight leagues prior to the UFC too. Had done some big stuff before they grabbed him up too. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, you're good. He fought Josh Copeland, and that shit was a banger round one. I think Copeland had to fight on like real short notice or some shit. So props to him, I guess, for even taking the fight and making the fight happen. I can't remember who Rothwell was supposed to fight originally, but it wasn't Copeland. But Copeland won the first round. He pretty much fucking dominated. And then yeah, he fucking looked pretty gassed after that. Ben Rothwell started coming on in round 2, and then he just fucking dominated. Copeland was all gassed out, and Copeland's corner actually threw in the towel. So good on them for that, for saving their fighter, because he was getting his shit beat in, but he wasn't gonna give up, and they saved him from himself like a good corner would do, in my opinion.
I know that's a touchy subject in MMA. Is
right?
You know, when should the corner step in, and when should you let your fighter go out on their shield?
When Lauren Murphy happens, nigga, with Jessica Andrade, that's when the fuck they should step in.
Yeah, and not only that, but I think the refs should have fucking stepped in too at some point with that. Just looking at the damage that
they did for Zombie and Volkanovski.
Well, and ultimately, fucking ref ultimately did step in. Was like, nope. He asked you if you were good. You said yes, and then just ate that fucking shit. You're not here.
He said, fuck no. I'm not explaining this shit to your mama.
Right. Also, another one that comes to mind that the corner probably should in the towel is when Anthony fucking Smith was spitting his teeth out, getting the shit beat out of him by Glover.
Oh, yes, that fight as well.
Yeah.
That maybe it's not the best idea to eat talking about losing teeth, but I'm hungry, so you can continue.
Fair. But the fight happened after that. Ben Rothwell obviously took in the win. Copeland's corner threw in the towel. The next fight was a championship bout for a belt. It was their women's, I believe, flyweight. Beck Rollins. Did she fight in the UFC? She definitely fought MMA. Okay, yeah. So Beck Rollins fought their reigning champion Christine Ferry, who seems mean as fuck. She seems like a junkyard dog. She's like meant for BKFC. She seems like. It was a pretty good fight. They threw down hard for like, I think it was 2 rounds, and then it got Beck had a nasty cut right there where they can't sew it, like right where you don't want it to be. So yeah, the doctor came in and stopped the fight.
You talking about the teeth one still?
No, it was the women's championship bout.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was Beck Rollins. She used to fight in UFC, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she was trying to get the 125-pound BKFC belt and was not able to get it done. Some people don't like doctor stoppages, but I feel like they're pretty legit. Like, you just got your ass beat so bad that the doctor had to stop it, is how I see it.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Nice. That's what's up.
And the co-main of the evening was fucking fire. It was probably the best fight of the night. One of the best fights, if not the best.
Okay.
Chad Mendes versus Eddie Alvarez.
Mendes, that sounds familiar too.
Oh yeah, he was 145er. He fought the who's who at 145. I'm pretty sure he's fought everybody. Jose Aldo. He lost to Conor McGregor. He's a little he's like a little like boulder. I don't know how to.
He's like a little boulder.
He's like he looks like he's. I don't think they do drug testing, so I'm pretty sure he's on hella fucking steroids.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't drug test?
BKFC, I don't think.
How the fuck do they get away with that? Are they not sanctioned?
No, they're sanctioned. You don't have to be.
You don't
have to report to USADA to be sanctioned. UFC does that of their own free will.
Well, I knew that, but I figured that there was some kind of I figured there was some kind of testing body.
There is, but I think it's like a joke. Like when the UFC used to do it before USADA came in, it was a joke.
True. So what fight are we on now?
Chad Mendes versus Eddie Alvarez.
Okay, and Alvarez got the dub, correct?
Yes, he did. And it was a banger ass fucking fight. It was probably the fight of the night, if you ask me.
Yeah, I
Pure
heard,
fun.
and you said Mendez hung it up, or at least that's also what I've seen some MMA
Right,
news.
right.
Mendez is done fighting. He just said he doesn't see the point in doing it. He doesn't know why he's doing it anymore. And usually
Right.
when you get to that point where you're even considering it, it's probably best to trust your gut, and especially if you're a fighter and you're thinking, hey, maybe I'm done, and trust your instinct. It's
Yeah, if
better
there's
to
any
get out.
doubt, I don't
Yeah,
think you can have doubt in that sport because you need to be fucking in it to win it. Like, I don't
yeah.
know. If there's any doubt in your mind and you get hit with a couple hard punches, you're ready to give up like Luke Rockhold did, but we'll get into
Yeah.
that.
Well, and yeah, I think that's a good segue into the main event of the BKFC was Platinum Mike Perry and Luke Rockhold.
It
And
was.
I heard similar comparisons how you said like Alvarez and Mendez was fighting tonight, but I heard Alvarez looked like he belongs in bare knuckle. Like it just there's certain fighters that are good fighters, but you translate into taking the gloves off and you got that bone on bone contact, you got teeth breaking and stuff. Some people just aren't built for that. Or like fighters like Alvarez and Mike Perry, especially, like that dude is a brawler. He is
Right.
built for something this violent and just crazy. So I'll let you explain what happened.
Yeah, I saw that narrative going around about Eddie being built for it. I think he started that on Ariel Helwani's podcast. He's like, I'm built for this shit, and everybody ran with it. I didn't see anything in particular that made me think he was built for it. They had like 2 knockdowns apiece. They were fucking each other up. It was a good fight, but Eddie did come out with the win. So, maybe he is built for this. There's more remains to be seen. Eddie looked natural. Chad looked like he was on hella fucking steroids. So good props to Eddie for winning, even though Chad looked a lot faster too. But
Okay.
yeah,
But then after the fact, he called it quits. But hey, thank you,
yeah,
Mr. Eddie Alvarez, for a fantastic career. Some great fights, some great memories. Like you definitely are a pioneer
Chad.
and a good leg of the sport. So thank you for all that you've done. Whether or yeah, Mr. Mendez, yeah, whether it was my bad. Did I say Alvarez starting out?
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, Mr. Mendez, Chad Mendez, you did a lot for the sport as well. Had some great fights, like just even like with the Conor in that fight, it was like the hype I remember leading up to it. It was crazy, just how a lot of that stuff played out. A lot of these guys, they don't get the recognition on their way out that they should. And me being kind of as fanatical as I've been over the past 20 plus years, I definitely appreciate the even some of the not more known guys. If you're willing to step into the cage and give that sacrifice when you go to hang up your gloves, just fucking thank you.
right, 100%.
But so yeah, break down how did the main event end between Rockhold and
It was a little anticlimactic, I won't lie, but first round was fucking just like you'd expect. Luke was a lot bigger than Mike. I mean, I don't think what Luke fought at 185, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think Mike Perry fought at 170. So, like, I don't know. And Luke, I found out afterwards, had a rehydration clause.
Yeah, where he was allowed to rehydrate.
No, he was not allowed to rehydrate more than X amount of percentage more than what he weighed in at.
Okay,
The same
but it
thing that
was
Ryan Garcia had against Tank.
okay. Okay.
But I guess it's to keep him from getting way bigger than Mike Perry on fight night. I don't really know. But either way, uh Luke actually landed some good shots. I was surprised. He fucking stung Mike Perry a couple times. And Mike landed a couple hard shots, but the second round, I almost didn't see how it happened until they replayed it. Mike landed some hard fucking shots, and then Luke just basically fucking spit out his mouthpiece and like looked over at the ref and he called it. And I was like, what the fuck? And I don't know if you've seen pictures, but his teeth are pretty fucked up. But
Yeah, and he had a big hole in his lip from where basically Perry punched his fist into his tooth and pierced his
right,
lip with his tooth,
yeah,
breaking it.
I've done that, not all the way through, but yeah, it still sucks.
Yeah.
And the
No, it
inside of
was.
your mouth is split.
It reminds me, that picture reminded me of the WWF match, the hardcore match with Mick Foley. I don't remember who the fuck he was fighting. I think it was the Undertaker match, actually, the Hell in a Cell match, where he got
Off the top.
Yeah, but that was that. Of course, he got off the top into the thing and then back up on top through. And like, dude, that match was so crazy. That is the most violent, like, non-real fight I've ever seen in my life, dude.
I still can't believe they showed that on TV.
No, well, dude, and you've never seen anything like it on TV since.
Oh, because it'll never happen again.
Yeah, no, they've got. I'm sure they've got protocols in place to make sure that never happens again.
No,
but, there was a point in that where I don't remember what happened, but ultimately Mick Foley's tooth pierced his flipping lip.
And so it was like, yeah.
And was up in his nostril. But in the moment, all Mick Foley could think to do was to be as dramatic as possible. So he stuck his fucking tongue through the hole in his lip and was like doing this weird smile. It's one of the most iconic pictures of mankind. When he's doing that, he looks fucking insane, and you got to be a little crazy to do what the fucker did. But yeah, that Rockhold picture of his mouth, it reminds me of the hole in Mick Foley's lip when it.
I've seen a lot of people defending Rockhold. I mean, I guess I don't know. What I like to see out of fighters is extreme toughness. I think it should be up to the ref or your corner to quit for you. I would like to see fighters be too tough for their own good. So, I guess Luke knows what's best for him and quit. But I prefer the fighters that are more like Anthony Smith, that are going to be spitting their teeth out and being like, shit, I'm getting my ass beat, but they're still going to try to win.
Yeah, no, I think that Anthony Smith and Teixeira fight, when they were fighting, Teixeira said something to him like, "I'm sorry for fucking you up so bad." He's like, "It's all good, man." Like, in the middle of the fight, like, "Oh no, I get it, it's all good. But keep going." Like,
right?
Fucking, but yeah, they're cut from a different cloth. And Rockhold, obviously, because didn't Rockhold ask for his release, or was it the last fight on his contract when he called it quits? He was kind of done, and he didn't try to renew. I think he wanted to go make a quick buck, and I think he's probably at the point to where he's going to be done fighting professionally, at least for like big situation fights and stuff.
He came out with a statement. He wants to fight.
What's that?
He came out with a statement. He still wants to fight.
Okay.
Or so he says.
Okay.
Yeah. He says, but gloves would be nice next time. He doesn't want to do bare knuckle anymore.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like when his tooth broke and he got that piercing he didn't want. He was like, no, this ain't for me. Fuck. I see why we wear gloves now. Like,
I watched Mike Perry's interview today on Ariel Helwani's show, and he was talking. He said Luke ate the shot, and he said he fought for another like solid 20 seconds after that. But then he said when Luke spit his mouthpiece out, Luke said he couldn't even bite down on it. He couldn't bite down on it because his teeth were all fucked up. So he just spit it out and was like, "I know, dude. That's exactly." I was like, "Oh, I can't." I'd probably quit too, dude. You try to bite down your mouthpiece and your teeth are just all haggard and you can't.
Yeah, no, and I get it, but at the same time, like, what do you expect? You fucking know, like,
right, bare knuckle.
Rockhold is a professional fucking fighter. Like, you know, obviously why them fucking gloves are there. It's not only to protect your fist, but it's for that very fucking reason. Like, you were mentioning as I was off screen about the fight where you'd share the picture of the dude's face, and it looked like he had just been shanked a bunch in the fucking face. And that's what happens when you don't wrap knuckles. Like, that's bone on fucking bone. You're gonna get cuts like that.
Yep.
But ultimately, you're either gonna have to fight smarter or you're gonna get injured. Like that's the difference, because they're not wrapping. They got like the little bit around the outside, or like the outer part of the knuckles and the wrists and shit. But that ain't doing shit. That might basically keep you from breaking your wrist, but that's about it.
Right.
But yeah, so sounds like some fucking crazy fights for BKFC.
It was a good card. It was a good card.
UFC.
Oh, and then Conor McGregor got in the ring afterwards and faced off with Mike Perry. I'm not a big Conor McGregor fan, but huge publicity for them. So good for them. There's a ton of fighters there. Justin Gaethje was there. Kamaru Usman was there. Cowboy was there. There was a ton of people.
They're doing it right then. No, they're doing what the UFC kind of did to get established, is getting other known athletes and celebrities over there invested in it. I thought it was crazy. I actually I saw the Conor screenshot or the picture of Conor looking at Mike Perry, and it was even said in the caption of the article being shared that Conor was holding the BKFC championship. I'm like, what fucking universe did I wake up in? Like,
right?
What the fuck is happening here? But I read more and figured out what was going on. It's really weird though too how certain fighters got like that leeway that they can kind of do whatever the fuck they want with whoever, and kind of got the boss's blessing. But one of the reasons Ngannou left was not being able to do outside promotional shit,
Right.
while being subcontracted. Anywho, coming up this upcoming weekend, this kind of what I've been looking forward to getting into here.
What I've been looking forward to.
Well, it's shaping up.
I'm calling it UFC 288.
288.
Yeah,
288.
Cause fuck Cejudo, nigga, and fuck Gilbert Burns, nigga. Just because of the last fight.
Do I need to swap officiating duties? I'll hop over.
No, you good. No, you good. I'm just I know I'm not supposed to be partial, and I'm not gonna be.
Well, no, but you piqued my interest because I even asked. So we've got a group chat here at It's Almost Time. I'm sure as we go, we'll probably share some more tidbits or stupid shit that comes from there because, yeah, it'd be a blast talking some stuff in there. But yeah, we were talking about this card coming up, and I had mentioned Cejudo and Aljo. Or actually, I don't even think I mentioned anything. Just randomly, Dre today was like, "Man, I can't wait for Cejudo to get his ass whooped by Volk." And I was like, "Damn, so you don't like Henry, huh?" And I asked why. I never really got an answer. I kind of halfway got it, but I'll let you elaborate.
So,
what's your beef with Triple C?
So I'm gonna start.
Big John's putting the gloves on.
I'm gonna start off by saying what set me off is I seen, like, I don't know if it was a tweet or it was just a quote off of a podcast, but he was like, "Yo, I'm finna run through this dumbass nigga Aljo." Like, I'm paraphrasing, of course. Yeah, and he didn't say the N-word, so I just I'm the N-word sayer. Whenever I quote other people, they say the N-word because I say it, and it's okay. So he was like, "Nigga, fuck that nigga Aljo. I'm about to run through him, and then I'm about to run through Ronald McDonald, a.k.a. Sean O'Malley." You know what I'm saying? Which I'm like, all right, that's decent. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Just so I can move up and fuck that nigga Volk up." And I was like, "Now, wait a minute. I said, ain't nobody ever came out of retirement and did nothing to the new kid ever in life, fam. I said, the closest shit that happened is Jordan went and said, 'Hey, Kobe, let me teach you some shit so you can be little bro, fam.' Do you know what I'm saying?"
I mean, what about and I know that.
Oh, this motherfucker retired after 2020, right? After who did he fight? Dominic Cruz. That wasn't it?
And he had fought TJ. He had fought, but I think he retired on the.
He retired after Cruz, and he wasn't supposed to win to him, right? That's what you said, and that's.
Oh, bro, no. Anytime he's supposed to lose to somebody, he surprised me. I'll be the first to admit I was not a big fan of Triple C. I hated the shit talking. Like, dude can talk some good shit too, and I think that's why I didn't like it because he's too fucking good at it. He was like one of these first generation of these new fighters, like the Israel Adesanyas, that will fucking not only physically fuck you up, but then share fucking 1,500 memes after they fucking did it to where that it's like, no, you just lost life. Like, I'm sorry, but
Yeah, you just lost life.
but
But what I'm saying is like, okay, man.
I just know like with
Well,
like
because I'm trying to remember before that, like, because that was a championship fight too, right? Or no?
yeah, no, it last several fights that Cejudo had, they were all title fights because
Okay,
he got the belt and then he went up and got another, but like he became double champ. And I
right.
think it was after he became double champ. That's when he's like, "Hey, I'm a bow out. I know you're tired of seeing my face." I think he was talking to you personally, Dre. But
Yeah. No, that's
he bowed
fine.
out for a little bit.
That's
But
fine. And then I put money on a young Australian nigga by the name of Alexander the Great, nigga. Fuck what you heard. You're not finna move up and do that, nigga. Because what I'm saying is he's not even finna move up and fuck with Yair like that.
and
In my opinion.
I halfway agree with that statement. I'm jury's out with me with Yair. Like I said, I feel like he's kind of the imposter there in the rankings, or especially with that
Okay.
fake belt that caught. It's the most expensive fake belt that
He's
they got out
nice,
there.
but he's
But
nice.
like don't get me wrong, I'd take a $250,000 fake belt too, like because you get that championship pay per view points too.
You feel me?
But yeah, it just I'm still not sold on that year. Not to say he didn't do his damn thing against Emmett, but
Understood.
who the fuck is Josh Emmett? Like
I kind of feel the same way, and especially like it'd be different if it was like if he Tom Brady with the shit and was like, all right, I'm retired. All right, I'm coming back. Just give me whoever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
Well,
it's
but I
like,
think being double
but
champ.
I guess my fault. I was just gonna say, I guess my problem is like I get it. It's with every fucking fighter, but you nigga are light years beyond some shit that ain't even happened yet.
Oh,
Because
that's right.
like
And he's got that.
you sitting here talking like Aljo don't got that for you.
Yeah. No. What? And
You know what I'm saying?
I co-sign what you're saying. There is like I don't think Henry should be saying shit about Volkanovski or O'Malley or anybody other than Aljo right now. His
Yeah.
task at hand is Aljamain Sterling, and
Yeah.
if come Saturday with this fight, if Aljo bests him and gets that dub, he gonna have to eat some fucking humble pie because he doing a lot of this, but and again I've wanted to see Henry fucking eat that humble pie and eat them words before, man, and it just has never came. This
Yeah.
dude finds ways to win, and also the point that a lot of people are that that they're hanging on, and they did with Jones. Oh, he hasn't fought in almost 3 years. Oh, he's been out the game. Henry's different though. When Henry wasn't fighting, even though he retired from the cage. He went right back into the gym and he was fighting with the likenesses of some of the best of the best of the best of the best, not just in MMA, but bringing other people in. Want to say he's had Bo Nickel out there, Bones Jones, Davison Figueroa, just a plethora of top level competition. And not only does he train them, he rolls with them like this. Like I it just boggles my mind to even think little ass Triple C rolling or like in an active sparring situation or rolling situation with like Bones. And just like the size difference
Yeah.
is insane. But I guarantee you, Henry's gotten in them trenches just to show him little small techniques where they probably ain't rolling at 100%. But like he gets in there with some of the best of the best of the best. And one thing I respect the fuck out of Henry Cejudo, and I don't think I realized it while it was happening. I really got to kind of see it develop when he's been on the sidelines. He's had a chance to grow his YouTube channel where he analyzes fighters, fights. He's been doing predictions. Like he's got a decent YouTube channel going over there where anybody really wants to learn the fight game and doesn't know where to start. That's a great place because Henry knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's just different. That's what makes him so scary. He's not the biggest guy, but that IQ is on another level. That's what makes him a GOAT. And so for him, not like I think it's again silly of him, and it could bite him in the ass to be talking these other fights prior to Aljo, but knowing Henry probably sees something we don't. Just the same as like Volkanovski was talking about what the fuck he was gonna do to Islam, and everybody all kind of this little 45er thinks he's gonna come up and look what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
These GOAT fighters, these pound for pound greats.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, this ain't even 2015. Like, we're in the era of GOAT fighters. Like,
yes, and
people are coming in as baby goats. Like,
yeah,
they're coming in as kids, fam. Like,
yes, but they're proving themselves, and it was scary. I love this, and I said in group chat earlier, I love the fact that we finally gotten to the point that I hope we get to in the sport, to where like the level is such top tier competition that almost anything could happen in any fight. Like it's getting to a point to where it's just so stacked. Give it another 10, 20 years, and I can't even imagine how much more crazy evolved the fight game will have gotten.
So
But,
this is it. This is it for me, right? I feel like Aljo's the test, because who else am I going to give you? You didn't lose. Technically, you're coming back with this professional record.
And I'll interject. The only reason that he's getting this fight right off the bat is because of that double champ status and the fact that he was as good as he is. That's why, like, and people got mad when Jones got to cut the line to get it gone after 3 years of being out. And it's like, no, these people are different. Like, and they're like there's a handful of people that there's an exception to the rule. Triple C is one of them. Like, he deserves to get a shot at whoever the fuck he wants right off the bat. Maybe at least in a couple of weight classes.
No, I'm not saying that. Like, that ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying,
like, it could be stupid of him to be looking past Aljo. Like, Aljo isn't a champ, hasn't defended it. He did kind of fight a fucking one-armed Dillashaw, and you know, that the only fight that I can really give him credit for up to this point after becoming champion was when him and Jan ran it back. See, he took it to Jan that second fight. So I'm still out kind of on Aljo too, because of this whole fucking the Villashaw fucking thing with this teammate. Like, they're refusing to fight each other, and I think what it is, it's not just Aljo, it's Aljo's fucking coach. Like, they don't want them to fight, and I think what it is they think Henry's better, or not Henry yet. They think Aljo's better than Merab, because if they didn't, Merab would be holding that belt right now. And I don't know if the coach has somehow sold it to Merab, like, oh, you guys are friends and you shouldn't fight. And maybe he's doing that for his own benefit, to where once Aljo's done at this weight class, he can hop up and they can maintain that relationship and training. Personally, I feel like that's the fight that should have been made to begin with, was Merab and fucking Sterling. Those are the two best fighters in that division. Or, you know, and if people were so upset about Henry getting the title shot right off the belt, give him Merab. But, you know, Merab had just fought, I think had something lined up when they booked this. So I get why it played out like this. But, yeah, it might be stupid for Cejudo to be looking past Aljo. I wouldn't have said anything about anybody until the fight happened, just because, like, that's where your focus should be. But, again, no one Triple C, no one Cejudo. He probably sees something that we don't. Like, and just the same, I'm sure Bones saw that Gone fight going almost exactly the way that it went. Maybe not as quick. There could have, you know, he probably planned for some things to happen in between. But he got out there. These fighters, they see things different. And it sounds crazy to even some of the most experienced fans. But then they come out and they do it. You know, if it comes Saturday and Cejudo really just dog walks Cejudo and makes it, or not dog walks Cejudo, dog walks Sterling and makes it look easy, I mean, what are you going to say?
Well, I'm going to say, first of all, that ain't have nothing to do with the point when I was about to make when you interrupted me. Second, all that is good and well, and I agree with some of it. So with the Aljo shit, because I agree with that. Like Aljo got the belt and he really hasn't defended it, so we don't know, right?
Other than
So
Jan.
huh?
Other than the when him and
Yeah,
Jan
like
had a
other
match,
than the
that
one
was
match,
legit.
right. So what I'm saying is, okay. So I was saying that I get why Cejudo would get that fight with everything you said, being double champ, like not having lost once he retired or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming back. Oh, I should be able to, you know what I'm saying? I haven't lost.
Mhm.
You feel me? So I get all that. So let's say you do run through Aljamain, right? So next, and let's say you're doing your projected path. Sean O'Malley's next, right? So essentially, aren't they the same person? Because O'Malley's only lost twice, and once was you know what I'm saying? Cejudo's lost twice. So
Mhm.
you sitting here like, and I'm not saying that. So, but I'm taking your own shit with O'Malley and saying he's different. So, like, even if he goes against a Cejudo, to me, that's the same shit.
And you could be right.
And especially if you're going on your way to Volk, I would agree with that. I would even say you probably got to see Yair before you see Volk
Yair or Marab.
or Murad. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I agree with that. I like he's got high hopes. I like what he's
Oh
putting
no,
on his plate.
for sure.
Like I like if you're gonna dream fucking big, and Cejudo being
Because
like
well,
the
I was gonna
actor,
say
yeah.
because my man O'Malley, like motherfuckers was writing this motherfucker off after Contender Series, like, oh, he's just a gimmick. Like, look at the hair, this, that, and the other, and like, dude has more than proven himself. Like,
Yeah.
and I get that he hasn't really, like, you say he hasn't fought anybody, but like everybody that he's fought basically had a chance to fucking end this motherfucker and couldn't.
And didn't. Yep. Well,
Except
and
Tito.
well, regardless of how like I know people don't agree with the decision of the Jan O'Malley fight, but again, I watched that in real time and I called it for O'Malley.
Yeah.
Just because of what got done. And I'm kind of in the newer school mindset of things of like I always saw back in the day when they were ruling some of these rounds based off of takedowns alone. And I'm like, but what the fuck did they do with it? That's not right. That didn't win somebody around laying on them. That like if anything, that would have made me say you lost that because you being a pussy, you avoiding fighting.
Right.
So like I also agree with the statement that like I had O'Malley as a gimmick, as a joke, as not legitimate, but he has more than proven himself. He is up there, and
and not to sorry to interrupt, but like when I say he's different, like so Cejudo's the technical dude. He knows what he's doing. Like it all comes out like it's supposed to, right? And like with O'Malley though, he knows what he's doing too, but think of him more as like a Hwarang from Tekken. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like more free flowing, like, oh shit, that's coming at me. I'm gonna move like this just to disrupt his shit. You know what I'm saying? And like it's like one of the only fighters I've seen fight backwards and win.
Well, and playing devil's advocate here, I think he probably also said what he said about O'Malley because O'Malley's got the personality that he's got. He knows that if he's going to say anything about O'Malley, he better put some fucking flash on it because O'Malley's got them fingers too when it comes to them memes and that
true.
Facebook and shit, that social and so I get like again. Personally, if I was Cejudo, I want to send shit like that. I would have been like, hey, no, my first task at hand is getting through Aljo. I know what I want to do. And we can talk about what I want to do at the post-fight press conference when I've got my belt.
Right. And I was going to say, like, it's not so much that, like, I'm like, oh, I hope Cejudo loses because again, this is basically going to determine if Aljo's legit or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but and
is what this really is.
it's shitty though too, because it like the one thing I don't like about this fight for Aljo, anyways, being objective, because I'm not a big Aljo fan. I respect what he's done though, and he's really these last couple fights he has came into his own. We don't know what would have happened if TJ had both hands. I think the same shit would have happened, even if TJ was at full health and allowed to juice. Like fucking, but this is TJ's the same motherfucker that Henry ran through in fucking like 35 seconds. Like legit made it look like nothing. And that was the fight that TJ, I want to say, got caught for PEDs.
Who ran through TJ?
Cejudo.
They never fought. They're in different weight classes.
No, he went and fought and took
I'm
that
looking at his record right now. Oh,
What's
you're
that?
right. Holy shit.
Yes.
What?
Yes, go watch it. It's a
Did
quick
TJ
watch.
fight at 135?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's legit.
So like I just again we spent a lot of time on this one already because this is what
it was an emotional segment. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that nigga, fam. Get through this nigga and then talk shit.
Yep. No,
I'm both nation.
This is what we're here for. This is what we're here
nation.
for.
Like that's my only biased opinion, nigga. I'm both nation, right? Look, you get one. If you get one, I'm Volk Nation till he's retired, and then I can pick a new one. Before I was Spider Nation. And
if you sincerely Volk Nation, when we go live leading up to this Yair and Volk fight, that whole podcast, you better be repping Australia with that accent.
Hey, I'm gonna turn you growling to a grumbler, and then to a full-on mountain molar. Because if you fought in your vagina, it's called a slicer.
A slicer.
Dog, I'm practicing.
We caught comedy last Wednesday at the Mez here at Harvest Market in Springfield, Illinois. They're doing a thing out there. Shout out. I know
every
it's not
last
related,
Wednesday.
but yeah, every last Wednesday of the month they're doing a thing out at Harvest Market. They had some kick-ass comedians out there. That was one of the girls' jokes, is about how like female anatomy isn't equipped properly for farts. A lot of times they seep into the vagina, and he called it a slicer. And yeah, without fucking skipping a beat, he goes, "Yep, turn that growler into a grumbler, and then into a slicer, into a full-on mountain molar." Like, bro,
full-on mountain molar.
Mountain molar.
And then it gets your budgie smuggles in a twist.
You stupid man, but I'm here for it. But yeah, so that the main event, obviously, this upcoming weekend was Cejudo and Sterling. I'm gonna put my pick on. I think that Cejudo is gonna take this.
Man,
I'd like to see it finish, but I'd also like to see him whoop him for 5 rounds.
If I'm being honest with myself, because dog, Sterling is 22-3. This nigga's 16-2. Sterling ain't no hodo. But if I'm being honest, fam, and if I'm feeling it in Miss Strawberry Todd, I gotta say Aljamain, fam, because he the champ.
Oh, okay.
I gotta roll with you. You know my philosophy, fam. I rolled with Adesanya when he got his monkey ass whooped by Pajeda the first time.
Yeah, I was rolling with them too. That one surprised me. One.
But look, the only time I didn't roll, because I said, man, this looks like Pajeda's gonna do it, but I have faith in my man Izzy, man. And that was the only one where I went against the champ, and it worked out. And I said I will never do it again because it was scary as hell. Because I thought that nigga was done in 3 hits, and he had everybody fooled.
Yeah, well, and it wasn't even fully fooled because his leg was wrapped after that. Like, Alex was starting to take his soul, and he knew he had to get him out. And he played it perfect. That was what they planned for. And so kudos to him. I'm not going to say he got lucky. No, that was pure training implemented into to real time scenario, and
Right.
he killed it. Co-main
I feel
event.
like, my bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say co-main event this upcoming fight card, and this on short notice. Mr. Gilbert Burns just fought about 3 weeks ago. He gave Mr. Masvidal his farewell fight for the
Piss me
sport. But he's turning around, and I think it's funny too because I called this in Burns's press conference after the Masvidal win. He's like, "No, I'm not fighting again until it's for a title. I don't want to fight again until it's for a title." 3 weeks later, I wish we could put that SpongeBob.
Yeah.
3 weeks later,
Yeah.
yeah. And now we got Bilal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns as the co-main event. The thing I love about this fight is that before both of these dudes signed the dotted line, they both requested that this be a 5-round fight. So we are getting a 5-round co-main event from Gilbert Burns and Bilal Muhammad. This is gonna be a hard one to pick. I'm not gonna lie. I bet against Bilal in the past, and it's bit me in the ass. Actually, this last fight that Bilal had, it's Sam. I can't think of the dude's last name right now, but dude was heavily favored, and Bilal came out there and made a statement. TKO'd him, I think, in the second
Brady.
round. Sean Brady. There you go.
Yeah.
And that I had money on Brady for that fight. Like I was that confident. I thought the hype was real on him, and not to say that he can't come back, but Bilal was the better fighter that night. I halfway felt like it got stopped early, but I rewatched it and I see why it got stopped. Like if you don't want the ref to step in, probably don't take 6 fucking straight punches with very minimal defense. You're kind of leaving it up to God at that point. But so yeah, no, this Bilal and Gilbert fight is gonna be hard to predict. When was the Sean Brady fight anyways? I feel like that was so long ago. It's probably like 6 months ago though, is what my guess is. It feels forever ago because like back in the day anyways, I feel like you didn't get a lot of like the free fight cards. You would get the pay-per-views every month or two, and then like a couple free cards in between, but they didn't.
It was in October.
Yeah.
October. So yeah, 6
Yeah.
months. 7 months. Okay.
The 22nd.
Which really and I'm sure I don't know whose fault it was that it's been 7 months since Bilal fought. I don't know how much of that is on him and how much of that is just not being able to find an opponent that was going to agree to fight him. But this is kind of what I hate about the top 5s of certain divisions, and it seems like welterweight is got the worst problem with this right now, and it's inactivity.
That's why
Like,
Gilbert's one of my favorite fighters. That boy throws down
Yeah.
4 or 5 times a year.
Gilbert is one of the few people right now in the top 5, excluding if we're talking the champion and Usman. He's one of the few people that has earned his number through and through. He will fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, and he's proving that again this weekend.
He's already fought 3 times. This is his 3rd fight this year. Holy cow!
3rd fight in 5 months. That's fucking. Thank you. Like I'm here for it, and if he beats Bilal, yes, he gets the next shot. If fucking Edwards and Colby got to figure out what the fuck they're doing, let them run it. But winner of that, give Gilbert the shot. He's done more than enough for the company to earn that shit. And if he gets past Bilal, I'll completely support that. I don't care if it's by decision. I don't care if it's by submission. I don't care if it's by losing your cognition. Bars. Like if he gets past Bilal, he's earned it at this point, because I don't see Bilal bringing a boring fight to Gilbert. So whoever comes out of this, like, they definitely need to be in the conversation for the next title shot.
Yeah.
Period.
I'm worried about Burns' cardio for the 5 rounds because Bilal is a cardio machine. Gilbert kind of gasses.
Yes, and
as far as his punches.
Yes, but if he fights smarter, and I think he knows that what he's getting into going against Bilal, I think he realizes the cardio of Bilal is probably in Muhammad's favor. But I don't think he would have agreed to the 5 rounds if he didn't think he could win, or maybe he thinks that he's going
Right.
to get him out in 3. I don't know.
Dude, I'm looking at Bilal Muhammad's stats. 5 wins by TKO, 1 win by submission, 16 decisions. If you're betting on Bilal, bet by decision, baby. Might as well double up.
What are the last 3 fights that he's had? What are the
TKO decision.
so 2 decisions and a TKO?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then decision, eye poke, decision, submission, decision.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's why he wants 5 rounds.
Oh, like 1,000 on that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Bilal Muhammad by decision if you're betting Bilal Muhammad. 73% of his wins by decision.
Man, that's a statistic for your ass.
All right. Well, then what we're doing, I'll call it now because we've been doing an It's Almost Time 3-way parlay for each fight. Go ahead and give me Bilal decision. Like that.
Let's go. I like it.
Don't give it to me.
I like it.
While we're on the subject, have you guys thought about what you guys might chip in towards the 3-way parlay, or what your pick will be?
No, but I'm gonna come up with one right now.
I'm seeing Jessica Andrade on here versus Yan Xiaonan.
Okay.
I was thinking about that. We also
And
got
Yan, she looks really good. Like, she reminds me of Zhang Weili, if I'm being honest. She's very durable, very tough. She still needs to be tested, and Andrade is just the fighter that will let you know if she's legit or not.
Word. Looks like we got some early prelims.
But with the go over. Let's see what you grabbing for the
prelims. No, I'm just seeing if there's anything that anybody I know, or you know what I'm saying.
I know Bryce Mitchell's on the card with his flat Earth ass.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
Dude, okay, so I can't believe I just now remember this. I've been holding this line in for us to talk since I thought of it. Bryce Mitchell is Colby Covington, but if the shtick wasn't a shtick.
Oh shit.
And slightly less of an asshole.
Serious, like, about what he's saying.
Yeah.
And okay, fair enough.
But he's less of an asshole. He's more of an innocent little.
No, he's a nicer guy. It's more like just like, are you kidding me? Stupidity over like quit being fucking offensive stupidity.
Right.
But yeah. I digress. Let's see.
I think I'm gonna bet on the main event, but
I'm doing a little research here.
Same. Yeah, no right.
Real-time research. I love it.
What is it? The women's strawweight on the prelims: Marina Rodriguez and Verna Jandiroba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They got some 8. She's 18-3, and Marina's 16-2 with 2 draws. I'm going over hers, and her last 3. Her last one was a loss in November to Amanda Lemos, TKO. But she beat Xiaonan before that in March on the Masvidal fight, and she beat Mackenzie Dern. And she beat Waterson Gomez and Amanda Hebus. So I might have to take DB.
Okay.
And we got 2 decisions, 3 decisions, and an elbow. Hold on. Let me look at the other B. Because she looked mean.
Dude, I'm telling you that
her nickname Kata Kata.
Ooh.
Dog, she looked crazy. Hold on, fam. Let's see your stats, homie. So her last 5, she got 3-2. A TKO because for an arm injury, a submission, and 3 decisions. Hey, she was on a streak before that, though. Was a some rear naked chokes, some arm bars,
And
choke.
And before we finish our it's almost time 3-way parlay picks. Let me just know this is the third one we've done. We are 0-2 so far. So
yeah, we
absolutely
suck.
fucked it the
So
fuck
that's
up so far. But
that's
It's
why
fun,
I'm
though.
doing
I love it.
research right now.
it is.
You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
hey, but you gotta know the second we hit one, we gonna tell everybody it's gonna be a celebration over here.
We're
And
the
it's
best.
almost
Oh, yeah.
time. Just stay tuned for that. We might get some strippers, some fucking glow lights. I got a fog machine on deck. Like we're gonna get crazy with it when we win this 3-way parlay.
He said,
I'm
we
thinking
gonna- we
about
getting
I'm
that
thinking
shit.
about the under 4.5 rounds on the main event.
Under 4. Okay, so you going? Okay.
Because I don't want to pick somebody, but
Oh,
but-
you just gonna pick where it's
Yeah.
going to.
under
so
4.5 rounds.
Under 4.5. Okay. Okay.
I think that's what I want to do.
Hello.
So we got Bilal by decision. Main event between Sterling and Cejudo under 4.5.
Yep. My DraftKings doesn't have a line for the Bilal Gilbert
Okay,
fight.
that's what you go off the Kings.
I go DraftKings. Yeah, that's what I use.
I'm on the FanDuel. We might have some debate here down the road of what the better betting service is.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well,
This is
hey.
the only one I've ever used.
Yeah, well, and until somebody paying me to say otherwise, like
I was
y'all can
honestly-
bet however the fuck you want, but hey, y'all want to throw some advertiser money at us for promotions? Just let us know. We got to start sharing our email and shit.
All
But
right, I got mine. I'm made up.
what you got?
All right, in that fight, it's gonna go to a decision, fam.
What fight?
The Marina Rodriguez
Ooh,
and
okay.
Verna Jandiroba.
So Rodriguez and Jandiroba. But you're not picking a winner, but the method is going to be decision. Somebody's
Goes
winning
to
by
decision.
decision.
Yeah,
God, you really want them strippers in that fog machine, huh?
man, I'm telling you.
Now,
Because
why?
I'm looking at both of their records, right? So, on one hand, Maria, her last fight was in November, so she gonna come in fresh and like trained up. You know what I'm saying? She's also got some notable wins over again. Xiao Nan, she won over her, and that bitch got a title fight. You know, or not a title fight, but like basically co-main with Andrade on the next card. She
Right.
beat Mackenzie Dern, Michelle Watterson Gomez, and Hebus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, granted, they were all decisions except for Hebus. She did elbows and punches, TKO, right? Now, this other bitch, she got motherfucking arm bars and submissions over motherfuckers, but she lost to Dern and Hebus. But she just fought basically a year ago.
Somebody
And
doing
they
MMA
start-
math though?
Huh?
Is somebody doing MMA math though?
What is that, like counting cards or something?
No, the MMA math where like it doesn't work like 2 + 2 = 4. Like yes, so and so can beat so and so and so and so, but the math don't always add up when it comes to MMA.
No, understood. But what I'm going off of is like, all right, y'all basically like you definitely saw two of the same people. This bitch whooped them. You lost to them. So that's a point for you. You know what I'm saying? Over here. But the methods in which you won weren't like you had 2 decisions and the rest were like TKO and arm bars. So that's one for you. You feel what I'm saying? But y'all both basically the same after that. So that's why I was like, oh, it might go to a decision, most likely.
Gotcha.
You feel me?
Another honorable mention, Drew Dober is on the card as well this upcoming Saturday. There's just a couple other names. Chaos Williams, I want to say, has also got a fight. We kind of ate up a lot of our time talking the main event here tonight, but it's all good. Just also peeking ahead into the future after this card. I know the next fight night after that is actually the following weekend, and that's Rosenstruck versus Alameda.
Yeah.
Down the road, you got another one on May 20th, Pennington versus Aldana 2. Got another fight night, June 3rd, Hermanson versus Allen. And then the next pay-per-view is going to be June 10th, and that is UFC 289, Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena, number
Oh,
3.
man.
So we got a lot coming up. I'm really looking forward to this card. I'm sure we'll probably link and discuss this. We might even try to work up a new fight recipe. I shouldn't even say we. I should say this magnificent cook over there on the other end, Mr. Cornbread 217. He's always doing some crazy.
And the Jamaican technically is the champ, so I throw down on some Jamaican shit.
They call it charcuterie in most cases, but he does the charcuterie because that's just what he does. It's always fantastic eat. So maybe he'll be hitting us with a new recipe this upcoming cast. We're gonna probably maybe delve in and give y'all just a little bit of extra, some fun shit, some treats. We are always being creative over here on this end, whether it be memes, just talking shit, videos. So just stay tuned. As always, we always enjoy everybody that comes out to tune in with us and listen in. I know we've really only gone live one time up to this point, but we're gonna try to, once we got this system down a little better, we are gonna start going live more often, maybe running recaps. I've still got to delve in and make us some social media pages for the Facebook, and okay, I might even do a Twitter just so where we can troll and get toxic a little bit.
I was gonna say, bro, I'm on MMA Twitter all the time. Give me that Twitter password. I'll be fucking.
There we go.
I won't be pissing anybody off, but I'll be on there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you can't piss anybody off. You got blocked by fucking what's his name?
Chris Curtis.
Yeah, Chris Curtis. You already got beef, man. See, we a month in the game, 2 months in the game, and we are already ruffling feathers.
I'm a real journalist now.
Yes. We're off to
honorable mention. Start. Honorable mention. One and is making their debut in the United States. Demetrius Johnson's coming home to fight this weekend. Also,
Moraes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's number Trace as well. That should be.
They're 1 for 1. Finish a piece.
This should decide the trilogy anyways, and the way things have been going and with how elite fights has been, even once somebody wins that trilogy, there's always a chance they might run it back again. You know, you just never know with this fight game.
I dug into a little details about it. They're still sanctioned. They still get to use their same rule set, knees to a ground an opponent, hydration testing for the weigh-ins, so no weight cutting. Should be interesting.
Okay. All right, I'm interested to see kind of where the sports go with because
it's on Amazon Prime, so like it's easy as fuck to watch.
Yep, Amazon, and then of course if you try to watch the UFC fight this weekend, it's fucking pay-per-view, or if you're cheap about it, I'm sure you can find a stream somewhere. Don't let Uncle Dana catch you though, because they. I remember it was about a year or two ago. Like Dana was legit on like lead ups to UFC pay-per-views, like daring this motherfucker to stream the shit so that they can pop them. And after each event that they did this, they're like, "So, did you guys catch him?" "Oh no, he didn't go this time." "No,
bullshit.
Find this motherfucker, bro. Y'all.
He's just trying. He did that so every single person would think, "Is he talking about me?"
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah.
No, they know. But as always, this is A1.
Paul.
Henry
Saputo.
And like I said, thanks again very much, everybody, for tuning in and checking us out. Gonna hit you with some exit music, and as always, enjoy your week, and we'll see you next week on It's Almost Time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.